Hello, everyone. Today I will be presenting on motivational interviewing. My name is Iris Ramirez. I am an MSW trainee. Um, so I'll be presenting on motivational interviewing, but in a way that moves far beyond textbook definition. Um, my intention is to walk you through what it MI feels like in real clinical practice, the emotional tone behind it, the deeper therapeutic stance, and the way MI creates change from the inside out. Motivational interviewing is one of the most respectful and human-centered modalities we have. It recognizes that change is complex, layered, and deeply personal, rather than pushing clients toward change. MI provides a structure for exploring ambivalence, strengthening internal motivation, and honoring a person's autonomy. Throughout this presentation, I want you to hear the voice of a clinician who uses MI every day, someone who values the dignity of each client and believes that healing begins when a person feels understood, supported, and empowered. So, what is motivational interviewing? Motivational interviewing is a collaborated therapeutic approach designed to help clients explore their own internal motivations for change. When I describe AMI to clients, I often explain that it's less about telling them what to do and more about helping them listen to themselves. In my clinical practice, I frequently meet clients who feel stuck, overwhelmed, torn, or unsure of which direction they want to move in. MI gives us a way to sit with the uncertainty without judgment. It's a guided conversation focused on curiosity, compassion, and respect instead of imposing insights. MI allows me to ask questions that help clients hear their own values, end goals with new clarity. The true power of motivational interviewing lies in its ability to shift a client from feeling pressured externally to feeling motivated internally. People change most effectively when the change is tied to their personal values, their vision for their life, and their sense of self. Motivational interviewing is the pathway toward this uncovering that. Why why is motivational interviewing? Why does it matter? Um, in real therapy spaces, clients often arrive carrying more than symptoms, right? They carry fear, shame, uncertainty, habits that once protected them, and coping mechanisms that no longer serve them. Many clients are not resistant to change. They are simply afraid to fail at it or unsure if they are capable. Motivational interviewing matters because it reduces defensiveness and increases psychological openness. Um, when clients sense that they are not being pushed or judged, their nervous system relaxes. They start protecting themselves and start reflecting. Motivational interviewing helps individuals shift from survival mode to insight mode. It supports emotional regulations, self awareness, and clarity about what matters to them. When clients feel safe and respected, they start to explore their internal contradictions, the part that wants to grow, the part that wants to stay the same. This exploration alone can be transformative because for many clients, it's the first time they felt truly heard. So the spirit of motivational interviewing is the heart of the modality. It is not something you do; it is something you embody. Motivational interviewing requires a stance of collaboration rather than authority. When I sit with the client, I'm not above them, I am next to them, walking the path with them. Empathy and motivational interviewing is not superficial. It's not a superficial agreement. It is an accurate, attuned, and deeply present understanding. So when a client senses that I truly understand how they feel internally, they relax into the work. Respect for autonomy means I never force a direction. The client leads the direction. Motivational interviewing also focuses on evocation, meaning that I am not giving the client their answers. I'm helping them uncover the answers that they already possess. So the spirit transforms therapy into a safe space where clients can explore change without fear. It is empowering, grounding, and deeply ethical. When the spirit of motivational interviewing is present, clients feel respected, seen, and capable. The four processes of motivational interviewing. Motivational interviewing unfolds through four processes that guide the flow of therapy. The first is engaging, which is more than building rapport. It is creating psychological safety, a space where clients feel emotionally held and understood. When engaging, is strong, clients open up naturally because they feel the absence of judgment. The second process is focusing where the direction of the therapy becomes clear. Um, some clients arrive unsure where to begin, and MI gently helps them articulate what matters most. The third process is evoking. This is where motivational interviewing becomes transformative. Here, clients begin exploring their reasons for change, their values, and their internal conflicts that keep them stuck. This is where insight deepens, motivation awakens. Finally, planning, right? Planning occurs only when the client expresses readiness, of course. I never rush this stage. Instead, I allow readiness to emerge organically when clients verbalize their own reasons for change and define their own next steps. The plan becomes meaningful and sustainable. Understanding ambivalence. So, ambivalence is the emotional tug of war that so many clients experience. It is completely normal, but often clients feel ashamed of it. They may say things like, I want to do better, but I'm scared, or I want peace, but I don't know how to live without chaos. Um, motivational interviewing treats ambivalence with compassion, not confrontation. Um, Ambivalence is not a sign of resistance, it is a sign of humanity. Um, and motivational interviewing, I help clients explore both sides of their ambivalence so they can understand like themselves more deeply. When clients hear their conflicting desires spoken out loud in a safe environment, clarity begins to form. Um, Motivational interviewing helps clients honor their fears while still reaching for their goals. This process alone often reduces anxiety and increases hope. Change talk versus sustained talk. In motivational interviewing, one of the most important roles I have is listening for the difference between change talk and sustained talk. Change talk is any language that leans toward growth, insight, or desire for something healthier. Um, Sustained talk reflects fear, hesitation, or attachment to familiar patterns. Instead of challenging sustained talk, motivational interviewing acknowledges it with empathy. For example, if a client says, "I don't know if I can change," and then my response might be, "A part of you doubts your ability, but another part of you came here today because you want something different." Um, this gentle reframing honors the client's fear, but also highlights the part of them that desires change. Over time, as clients hear themselves speak more change talk, motivation strengthens. This shift is subtle but powerful. OARS for motivational interviewing skills. So OARS represents the main communication tools used in motivational interviewing. Instead of relying on authority or advice giving, motivational interviewing uses open-ended questions that invite clients into deeper reflection. Affirmations are woven in not as empathy encouragement, but as recognition of strengths that the client may overlook. Reflections help clients feel seen, understood, and often allowing them to hear their own emotions with new clarity. Summaries help organize the client's narrative and reinforce the change talk that emerged. These skills allow the therapeutic conversation to flow naturally with emotional depth. For example, when a client says, "I'm tired of reacting," a reflection might be, "You're exhausted of the cycle by longing for more control." This shows attunement and supports insight. What motivational interviewing sounds like. Motivational interviewing does not sound like a lecture. It does not sound like pressure. It sounds like deep listening and intentional reflection. Conversations are rhythmical, calm, and grounded. Imagine a client saying, "People push me, and that's why I snap." And motivational interviewing response might be, "You feel easily provoked and you wish you had more control over your reactions." This reflection validates their emotional reality while gently highlighting their desire for change. The tone is compassionate, never confrontational. This tone helps regulate clients' nervous system and it allows insight to rise without defensiveness. How I use motivational interviewing in my clinical practice. In my clinical practice, motivational interviewing is one of the most important tools that I use to support emotional insight, regulate defensiveness, and help clients reconnect with their values. Many clients arrive feeling overwhelmed, closed off, or unsure where to start. Motivational interviewing um, allows me to slow down the process and help them explore their internal world at a comfortable pace. The way I use motivational interviewing, I concentrate on helping clients connect the present actions to their long-term goals, reduce impulsivity, increase reflection, and strengthen their confidence and their ability to change. Whether a client is struggling with emotional regulation, self-esteem, identity, or relational stress, motivational interviewing allows me to support them in their own journey without imposing my own agenda. Motivational interviewing as a trauma-informed approach. Trauma-informed practice is woven directly into motivational interviewing. Clients with trauma histories benefit tremendously from approaches that prioritize emotional safety, predictability, and anonymity, all core components of motivational interviewing. Because motivational interviewing avoids confrontation and pressure, clients feel less triggered and more in control. The emphasis on empathy helps regulate the client's nervous system, right? Shifting them out of survival mode. Motivational interviewing allows clients to focus on their strengths, their values, and their capacity for growth, which counters the internalized shame often associated with trauma. Motivational interviewing also respects space pacing. Clients are never forced to move faster than they are ready for, which is essential in trauma sensitive work. Why motivational interviewing works? Motivational interviewing works because it honors human complexity. It recognizes that change is not linear, um, rather than, just the need a space to explore their contradictions without judgment. Motivational interviewing activates internal motivation rather than relying on external pressure. When clients verbalize their own reasons for change, the commitment they feel is far more powerful and sustainable. Motivational interviewing strengthens the therapeutic relationship by fostering trust, and emotional safety. It supports clients in reconnecting with their values, identity, and long term vision. Ultimately, motivational interviewing works because it's not about controlling people, it's about helping them rediscover their own power. Clinical reflection. As a clinician, motivational interviewing has taught me the importance of presence, patience, and humility. It reminds me that clients are not the problems. They are human beings carrying histories, fears, hopes, and resilience. Motivational interviewing challenges me to slow down, to listen deeply, and trust the process of self discovery. It keeps therapy from becoming directive. Instead, it transforms our work into a collaborative experience where clients feel respected, understood. Um, Motivational interviewing is not just a modality I use, it is a stance I take. It is a commitment to honoring human dignity and believing fiercely in the possibilities of change. And this is my reference page. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This presentation is not over.